So this is a very good question that I want to mention, that sometimes when you have a really good trade and you made your day and you see another trade, you doesn't necessarily need to jump into anything that you see. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. And earnings season is starting. That means that the market's volatility is going to go up. Surprisingly, yesterday, over the weekend, Iran attacked Israel, but thank for God, the market was closed. So the attack was unsuccessful, which I think kind of both parties, they called it quit. So you attacked us, we attacked us, let's call it quit. And the market gapped up, which is very nice. That's very, very nice. Today I had two trades on Nvidia. Again, 50% accuracy, one loss, one win. But it turned out to be a very profitable day for me. And I'm going to go through the trades that I did. So I still have 200 shares of Nvidia. Average is at 893.50. And I might probably get stopped out right now on it. But let's see what the market actually gave us right at the open. So market was gapping up a little bit of strength on some names. And what we saw in Nvidia is that for 2 minutes sold off and then suddenly squeezed above the VWAP very nicely. So this squeeze was very nice, and I decided to take it to the long side for the breakout toward the higher pre-market. Again, the volume picked up, we squeezed through the VWAP, but it did drop below the VWAP and I got stopped out, which is okay. I don't blame myself too much for this trade. That's totally okay that I get stopped out on that. It went down all the way up to previous day close and then bounced back, and it formed a pattern that what I call is a bullish engulfing pattern. And I love this pattern. It's a very, very bullish pattern. So, that's called bullish engulfing. That's one of my favorite patterns. So it happens when the stock is selling off or gaps up lower, goes down and suddenly squeezes up in a way that the second candlestick is engulfing the previous one. So that's a very bullish pattern. So it means that we also got the VWAP. So that would have been a second trade that I did on that. So it's okay, this time, it didn't work. Now it's going to go up much higher toward all of these levels they had. And that's exactly what it did. And it's funny because in the chat room, people also mentioned that. I think I'm going to show you that Sahmid. So for example, let me actually show you what people mentioned here. So here is one of our traders, Sahmid, look at 637, which is 937, says Andrew might want to go back in Nvidia. So you see, that's okay. So what he's essentially saying is that, their setup is setting up for you again. And that's exactly what happened. And I just got in there and look at the 1 minute chart to show you a little bit of a better resolution of what it did. Again, as soon as it came above the VWAP, I went long. I added more stop loss just a little bit below the VWAP. So that's my risk. And it really broke the high of the day. I partialed out I added more near the high of the day. And then it did a really nice consolidation. I added back on that and for a pop toward 902, 905, and I was hoping to get to 908. Might still get there, but really didn't get quite in there. So that turned out to be a very super nice, one risk here, and then I got something about 5R here. So as you see, if you continue doing this kind of trades, the high risk to reward, you lose 1R, but you make 5R. So you essentially at the end of the day, you get 4R out of that, and you become a profitable trader. So yeah, and that was essentially the only trade that I did. We had a really, really good trading in the community. We had really, really good trading on the community. Avi shorted Tesla by buying puts. So this was a trade that he did. As you know, he scalps options. So he buy puts in Tesla, and he made $7,000 in AMD also and Tesla, and also the same thing that he did on AMD. So he eventually turned out to be a $7,000 gain on that for essentially average trade of less than 10 minutes. So he did also a presentation on how to scalp options. Essentially exactly what I did, he would have done it with a call option on Nvidia, and you need way more or less buying power. Yeah, we had a lot of really amazing trading, and in the chat room, Paris did a really nice short on the Apple at the open. So as you see here, he also went through his material in Vancouver. So he went short here, partial. Paris is really good at adding on these pullbacks at the VWAP. So he added more, partial, added more, and then eventually the volatility went down and reaches to a point that he probably completely got out of it. But he did really nice short that he got from Apple is sitting here. There was a couple of other things that I wanted to mention is that, for example, again, one of our good traders, Hamid, mentioned that, hey, Andrew, why not get into Amazon now? It has the perfect A plus setup. So we were talking about the Amazon, and Amazon is breaking toward the all-time high. And then he said, why, you're calling it, but you're not taking it. So this is a very good question that I want to mention, that sometimes when you have a really good trade and you made your day and you see another trade, you doesn't necessarily need to jump into anything that you see. Sometimes I'm calling it, but I was done with my day and I really, really don't want to jump into another trade when I had a really, really good day. So it's very, very important that even you see a perfect day plus setup, but you're done with the day, you're not taking that trade. And I specifically took this screenshot to show people that not every trade that you see is actually tradable, even if you think it's very good. Depending on your mindset, depending on where you are at that day, depending on have you made money or you lost money. So like a professional athlete is walking to the street, you see a treadmill. He doesn't jump into the treadmill and run just because he's a professional athlete. No, depending if he has done his workout, is he ready, he's resting, what is his state. So that's pretty much like that. So this is very important. This is another of traders. I think Vincent took that trade. You see, very similar to what I did. He didn't take the first trade, but as soon as he came back up, went long, added more. So again, the good traders see the same pattern. And another thing that I wanted to mention that is actually I got an email from Interactive Brokers. So Interactive Brokers emailed me and say, it was very funny. It just came this morning. Dear Dr. Azizian, on this date, 8 years ago, you opened your account with Interactive Brokers. So that's my 8th year anniversary of trading with Interactive Brokers, which is amazing. Broker. I'm really, really enjoying and respecting them. So that was another fun thing to mention into the chat room and in the community. So that is pretty much it. Megan also had a really, really nice reversal on AMD. So if I want to show what Megan did, so just let me bring what Megan did as well. So Megan also did a very nice trade on AMD. So she bought AMD. This is a call, so she took a really nice reversal on AMD calls, and you see buy the calls at 4, closes at the 6, because AMD did a really nice bounce from S3, so it sold off and then it really bounced back. And I know Thor also took a really nice trade. Jared is trading with me live, and Jared did a couple of really nice trades on AMD, and also I know Jared tried to go long in Intel, but he couldn't hold properly. So Jared, anything that you want to talk about your trades?
No. I liked Intel. It kind of had like a nearby target, but you're right. It needed a really tight stop loss, usually a little bit harder to manage, especially when the stock's moving slower. Definitely more of like a pattern-based setup. AMD, I think, could still be very bullish moving forward. It's obviously kind of equalized right now, but I'm still interested in a long setup on it. I just need a breakout to give me the good feelings. And then I traded DJT in the morning too off of the extreme lows. Had some news, and pre-market was able to kind of rebound a little bit, and you can see now that they mostly sold that back down. So a bit more of a reversal setup. Exactly. I kind of bought it closer to the 2670s and then just played some of the price rebounds off of that deep low in the pre-market.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very nice. So that's great. That's a great trading day. Again, we're starting the week. And again, guys, this is very important to know which state of the market, which phase of the market we are in there. So if you go to Trading Terminal, you see that the financials and healthcares are running up. So that's the earnings season is starting. So if you go to the calendar, you see that all the big earnings are starting coming in, and we're going to have some really, really nice earnings season this week. And if you're going to go to the Tuesday, so we have a lot of United Health is reporting, Bank of America. So usually banks start first, and then for a couple of weeks we have some really, really good earnings coming. So we're going to get into the really nice volatility, guys. So get ready for good volatility in the next couple of weeks. And it seems that the banks earnings are holding up very nicely. So we are excited, and Nvidia seems that it's going to go back up to the high of the day. Nvidia on the daily chart look like again it wants to push through this 910 that previously stalled, and if it push through the 910, and if the market stays strong with these earnings, we might continue going up toward 950 or maybe 1,000 in the next couple of weeks. So it all depends on the earnings of corporations if they're holding up. So far it seems that the U.S. economy has been very strong. So all the earnings are really holding up. So we might continue seeing move to the upside. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So Brian is going to be away in Mexico. So I'm going to trade at the open with whoever is available. Jared step up today is amazing. And looking forward to trading with you guys during the earnings season. Ciao.